Between for the match between GP6 machine and Ladhey boys. Fahim Afridi is bowling the first over, and Raja Hasnan is the batsman facing, and he has smashed it through the point area for a boundary on the second delivery. There was a drop catch on the first one. Fielder probably couldn't judge it. So Fahim Afridi will continue. That's a big shot, and he's cleared the boundary. So a big hit for 6 by Raja Hasnan. That is how he plays. He will definitely go after the bowling, and considering it's a power surge over, he will definitely play some shots in the middle. Fahim Afridi has been very tight, as we have seen in the past 2 nights. But this time he's definitely providing the pace that Raja Hasnan is looking for. He will continue to Raja Hasnan. Full toss this time round, and through the covers again. So another boundary. The GP6 machine batsman definitely going after the bowling here, playing their shots. Another big shot, and he will get that over the fielder for 4 runs. So Fahim Afridi finishes off with 18 in the first over. Very expensive. It's going to be Alipa who will be bowling the second over, and Hisham Asad will be facing him. So Alipa bowling to Hisham Asad. Ball towards his pads, and he flicks it towards the fielder. There will be an overthrow there. Sloppy work. Danny usually very tight as a keeper, but couldn't collect that one there. So Alipa will be bowling to Hisham Asad. It's a good shot through the covers. Good fielding by Fahim Afridi. It's 21 for no loss. That's a big shot attempted by Raja Hasnan. Couldn't find the connection there. Doger will be fielding that on the long off position. Just a one there. A bit of an outside edge there. Wanted to play it through the covers, but ends up playing that towards that deep point fielder, Hisham Asad. He'll get 2 runs for it. So not a bad start by GP6 machine. They've already gotten 24 for no loss. We still got a ball to go by Alipa. Another big shot attempted. Couldn't find the connection there. Played it through the covers. He will get 2 runs for it. So they've gotten 26 of the first 2. And there will be a bowling change. They've brought in Noman Malik. Obviously a touch earlier to what he would have expected.
Okay.
So it will be Noman Malik to Raja Hasnan, who uses the pace there. Beautifully played. Off his pads. Loose delivery by Noman Malik. And it's gone all the way for a 6. So Raja Hasnan is off to 25 in no time. Not the start Noman Malik would have expected. Usually a very tight bowler. Somebody people turn towards when they need a wicket. This time playing it fine once again. He will get 2 runs for it. So Noman Malik continuing to Raja Hasnan. He's squirted it through the offside. Will he get 4 runs for it? Has good fielding on the boundary. Should have taken 2 there, but just got just a 1 run there, strangely. So which will bring Hisham Asad onto the strike. The flighted delivery has been smashed big by Hisham Asad. Over the long on fielder. So these 2 openers definitely doing a lot of damage at the moment. And Noman Malik has decided to come around the wicket for the last delivery of his first over. He's already given away 15 runs. Another big shot and another 6. This time he had fired it towards the pads from around the wicket. Probably should have looked to bowl away from the batsman, but Shah Masad was onto it. So 47 for no loss, and only 3 overs have been bowled. So already taking the charge, these 2 openers for the GP6 machine. Well, they'll definitely playing like they're a 6 machine, because they are resorting to some big hits at the moment. So it will be Abdul Hadi who's been brought in to bowl by the captain Umar Dogar. Abdul Hadi starts off with a good delivery. That delivery stayed. It was a straighter one, didn't turn that much. More of a flipper. Raja Hasnain had to play it off his back foot. This time he bowls to Shah Masad, who couldn't get the elevation. So first two deliveries reasonably good in terms of the way things have been going. Just given away 2 runs. Raja Hasnain will definitely look to retire with a big hit. Flighted delivery and played towards the deep mid wicket fielder, and he gets his 30 runs, so he'll be off. A good innings by Raja Hasnain. Only took him 11 deliveries to get there. So the new batsman is Fizan Amir, 50. It's a floopy delivery, and Shah Masad couldn't find the connection there. He'll only get 1. Lucky to have escaped on that occasion. Hadi. It was a friendly full toss, but Hisham Asad just couldn't find the connection there. Still bowled a decent over here. Only 4 given in this over by Hadi. So a much needed over where they could. And he finishes with a dot. So a brilliant over in the context of the game against the run of play. Umar Dogar will definitely feel a bit relieved with that over. So there will be a change in bowling, and Hamza Buttar has been brought into the attack. Good left arm fast bowler. He will be bowling to Hisham Asad. He starts off with a wide. Hamza Buttar will continue to Hisham. This time he bowls a full toss, played down the ground. Well fielded by Ali Pa. Hamza Buttar will be bowling to Fizan Amir. Played down the ground for a 1. A lot of dew there. Will there be a second? Could not collect it cleanly. Otherwise it could have been very close. Hamza Buttar continuing to Fizan Amir. It's a good shot through the covers. Will Dogar be able to get there? No, he won't. That's a beautiful shot for 4 runs. So there hadn't been a boundary in 7 balls, but they get one on the 8th one, as he decided to come around the wicket. Yes, he'll be bowling around the wicket to Fizan Amir. Hamza Bhutto runs in and squirted through the offside. Will he get 2 runs there? Yes, they will. Not a good return from Abdul Hadi. So Hamza Bhutto has given away 10 runs and still has one delivery to go in this over. That is a good delivery, a wide yorker. Good delivery to end the over with. So 61 for no loss after 5 overs. And Captain Umar Dogar deciding to continue with Hadi for a second over. He bowled a brilliant first over. Gave away only 4 runs. And considering he's a leg spinner who relies a lot on his flighted deliveries, it was an extraordinary over to begin his spell with. He's definitely shown a lot of prospect, and the more he plays the LMS, I think the better he will get with time, and definitely he's got the ingredients to. Bowls a full toss, and they go back for the second run. They will get there. So good running by Hisham Asad. Should have been just a 1, but fielder couldn't collect it cleanly. A good first delivery again by Abdul Hadi. It was a low full toss. This time he bowls it quicker, but it will be a wide as per the umpire. This time a big hit, tried, but he skies it, and a good catch by Danny. So Hisham Asad loses his wicket, and that's the first wicket, richly deserved by Abdul Hadi. He's been bowling brilliantly. So a good breakthrough for the Ladhey boys. So 64 for 1, and we're into the 6th over, and we will have to see how much will that wicket affect the scoring rate, because it was a very healthy one so far for the GP6 machine, but they still have a lot of good batsmen to come in. They've got Abdullah Ahmed to come in next, who can smash the ball around with those huge hits. So Abdul Hadi will be bowling to Ahmad Chaudhary, who's a new man in. Starts off with a flighted delivery, and it's actually closer than it looked. If it had pitched on the leg stump, it was a very close call there, but the umpire doesn't think so. Abdul Hadi will be bowling to Ahmad Chaudhary. Plays it defensively towards the point fielder. Another decent over being bowled by Abdul Hadi here. He's only given away 8 runs and just bowled the final delivery. Has he conceded a boundary there? Yes, he has on the last delivery, but still a very decent spell by him. 12 for 1 in his 2. And with that, we're going to welcome Mr. Hamza Qasim into the comm box. Hamza, welcome to the comm box.
Thank you, Hamza bhai. Good to be here once again after the PL.
Yes, and finally the Hamzas reunite. So decent spell by Abdul Hadi. I've been very impressed by this young leg spinner. I mean, he's bowled with some good control. I don't know how much of you have you observed his bowling, but good prospect for the LMS.
I know about Hadi now. He's dismissed me in the last game, so I know pretty well of how he bowls. He's a very decent leg spinner who has good control over his leg spin, gives a very good loop to the ball, and has a very good googly up his sleeve as well. So he can be deceptive if you don't read him off the hand. So I was talking to Umar Dogar bhai at the moment, like just a couple of minutes ago, that he just get him to bowl more, and he can be a very good cricketer for your side.
Yes, he's bowled with flight, and obviously that takes a lot of heart. But he's done it to perfection. I mean, 2 great spells on 2 consecutive nights. Yesterday as well, he I think gave away only 10 or 11 runs and got 2 very crucial wickets for his team when the other bowlers were going all around the park. And even today, he's bowled brilliantly. So I think they've definitely applied a lid to the scoring rate now.
Yes, absolutely. If you look closely at Hadi's bowling action, he puts his back into the ball as well, which makes it which gives it a little more kick to the ball once it hits the surface. So he's got very good bounce. He has a high arm action. So I think it makes it very difficult for people who are not conventional batsmen to score runs off of him. And as you said, he's conceded around 10 runs last night as well. So I think it speaks pretty much about the level of talent he has. And if he practices more, things are only going to get better for him. As far as I can see, there's a lot of dew in the ground as well. So it's very hard for batsmen to score runs off grounded shots. So they're looking for aerial shots. As I've said, he's connected one, and I think that's gone towards the mid-wicket boundary as well. So yes, they seem to be in a little bit of a situation, the batting side. GP6 machine, if I'm not wrong. So, but I know Faizan is a very good batsman, and he can, up the run rate very quickly. So let's see what they have in store.
Yes, definitely. Another full toss bowled by Fahim Afridi. He's been loose tonight. He was up to the mark last night, wasn't giving anything away, was bowling those wide yorkers in as well, but today he's looked a little less of his usual self. And they're already at 83 for 1 at the end of the 7th over, so pretty good score up till now, Hamza.
I don't see a lid anywhere, to be honest, considering the ground that it looks like right now. So I think it's a pretty decent score, even if they had played 10 overs. So still 2 overs to go, I guess.
3 overs.
3 overs to go, and the maximum they can get out of these 3 overs, I think it's going to benefit the batting side. A very good cameo by Raja Hasnain at the top of the order. So I think that's pretty much set the base of the entire innings. So onwards and upwards for this side.
Yes, rightly pointed out by Hamza Qasim, and obviously we try to get a bit more of the insight about this ground since he's played here in the past 2 nights as well. But for sure, I was mentioning that they had controlled the scoring rate a little bit to an extent, because you can imagine that Abdul Hadi went for only 12 in between. So what was the run rate before he had arrived? Another big hit by Faizan Amer, and has he cleared the boundary there? Yes, he has. So the fielder signalling 6. So the fielder has signalled 6, and the umpire was signalling 4. So a bit of confusion there, but I think it is a 6. Yes, the umpire clarifying it now. So Do you think still a good chasing wicket? Would they still fancy themselves chasing something around 120 here?
I think there's no reason for the batting side to score anything under one. Oh, what a shot by Faizan over the cover fence and picked it on the up. Beautiful shot over cover. And the response to your question, Hamza bhai, I think Faizan has answered it in a better way. So I don't see them stopping at any time soon, considering they have batsmen who've scored 30 runs on the top, and Faizan looks to be in very fine touch. 2 sixes of 2 balls. Let's see what he can do in the third one. Pitched in short, flicked fine, and I think that's going to be a boundary as well. Fielder putting a very valiant chase to it and manages to cut it off. I think the ball stopped there, but so it wasn't that dramatic as I made it sound. But nevertheless, 2 runs for Faizan, 14 of 3. So I think they should pass 120. I think they should pass 120 runs, and I see this as a very nail-biting. And another one up in the air. Ali coming underneath it, and he doesn't drop those catches. And chance of a double play, narrowly missed. Good ball, good take, and the Faizan cameo comes to an end.
Well, Faizan was definitely playing some outrageous shots there. As Hamza pointed out, there was a 6 over the covers on the up. You don't get to see that a lot. But he will be replaced by ABD himself, I think. And if he gets going, I think he can definitely take this score well past 120. Because Abdullah Ahmed is someone who doesn't believe in nudging it around or placing it for ones and or twos. He has been out of the circuit a little bit, but for the people who remember him playing the Premier League, in the last Premier League, that is, he was captaining Invincibles, and he just likes to play his shots.
Okay, yes, I remember.
So let's see how Doger can get out of this over against Abdullah Ahmed. It'll be interesting to see. Doger bowling the first delivery, an elevated shot. The first one couldn't find the connection there. He will just get one. So Hamza, tell us about your game. Who are you playing, and how's the campaign going so far for your team? What are the chances of you getting through this first round?
So as of now, we've won 1 game and we've lost 1. We've lost 1 to the bowling side, and we've won the game from CSA, Musa Ansar and his comrades. So it was a close encounter, the first one that we had with Ladhey boys, if I'm pronouncing it right. Yes. So it was a very close match. We should have won it, but some very tight bowling at the end by Arham and a few good overs by Umar Bhai in the last game, they cost us. Our batsmen couldn't capitalize, and we were in a very comfortable position. We did have wickets in hand, but we managed to lose the game nevertheless. That was a reckless heave somewhat towards long on. Umar Doger easily cleans it, picks it up and throws it back to the bowler. So the second game was fairly comfortable at Khayabane Amin. So that was an easy chase. We chased around 85 runs in 9 overs, I guess. So I think we're confident enough of this game. Our next game is against the same GP6 machine, the batting side. So we're closely watching them and seeing what they have in store. And a very good shot, planting his leg, and that's gone for 4. No, it's not. Somehow the fielder has managed to save that. He slipped because of the dew, but manages to get a hand on it just at the last second.
Yes, that was well managed at the end. I mean, the sort of a slip that he had, which we've been seeing a lot in the past 2 nights on this wet outfield. Obviously, Hamza Qasim will be taking notes of how to get around the field unless he's not keeping, of course.
I hope I'm keeping tonight.
So yeah, I mean, the keeper's spot is probably the safest on the field. Since there's so much of dew, we can almost see it with the naked eye. I mean, that topping on the surface. So in the meanwhile, Noman Malik continues, bowls a quicker delivery. Has he found the gap there? Yes, he has. So the boundaries coming in thick and fast. They've already made their way to 105. We're into the 9th over. So Hamza, what can the bowling side do from here?
I think they can just, from what I see, the batsmen are just trying to slog everything towards the leg side. What they can try and do is they can just lob it up and try enticing the batsman towards hitting towards the offside, because I don't see them playing much towards the offside. As you can see, they've just slogged it out of the middle stump, and that's an easy grab by Ali. And just as I was saying, they were trying to heave everything over the long on and mid-wicket fence, and that's where I think they're faltered now.
So that will definitely bring in the main man, Mr. Taimur Ehtisham Anwar, who has been in good touch in the previous night after having 2 dismal nights of first ball ducks. Yesterday he was smashing it all around the park. He got a quick 31 off just 11 or 12 balls. So that is one way of answering the critics, because he was on a hat-trick of ducks last night, but he was in a different mood altogether. So we will have to see which Timmy has turned up tonight. That's how he is. Very much like the Pakistan team.
Mercurial.
1 minute down, next minute up.
That has to be one of the most iconic lines to describe Pakistan cricket, by far.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the Pakistan cricket, okay, that is some sloppy work behind the stumps. Probably the dew as well playing a part there. Timmy is not interested in the second, which he most usually is. Never interested in the second run. But yeah, coming back to the topic, how much are you anticipating or waiting for the squad to be announced? Because it's just being delayed every day. We wake up and we get another reason. How do you see this whole situation?
It's high time now. Where it's, the suspense and the curiosity is very killing. So they've got to announce it soon. And another wicket goes down.
And yes, the Timmy that we did not want to see has turned up tonight.
Third.
And he has just lost his wicket on. Okay, that was the first delivery. So yeah, so the third golden duck of the T10 for Taimur Ehtisham Anwar. And he's been given a bit of a send-off as well by Mr. Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. Will definitely help him off the field, I suppose. A bit of a friendly banter going on. That will bring Nasir onto the field. Is it Nasir or is it Shakir? I think it is Nasir. So rather a dismal end to the innings. I mean, we were expecting something around 120, but the bowlers have pulled it back nicely, I suppose.
Yes, a fairly good job by Ali over here. He's bowled well. He's, varied the pace very well. As if you might have noticed, the last ball was a slower delivery. He just rolled his wrist around on that delivery, and beating Taimur Bhai all ends up.
Yeah, and Arsalan Ehsan Azam is a new man in, and he will be facing Ali Pa. As a wild heave, the ball wasn't on for that shot. Probably should have looked to hit down the ground or maybe through the covers. Kept a touch low as well. That's what you get with Ali Pa, those skiddy incoming deliveries. Bangs it into the wicket. And I think that's probably the way to go on this wicket. I've been monitoring the games closely, and I think the bowlers who have actually looked to bowl into the wicket have gotten away with less of a beating on this track. What do you think, Hamza?
Absolutely. The good thing about Ali over here is that he uses his back into the delivery as well. So he bangs it in, and this wicket is a very decent wicket for bowlers as well and batsmen both. So it's What a shot by Abdullah. What a shot. Is that a home run?
I think it is. So they have gotten to 119 eventually.
Oh, wow. What a shot this one. He used his back again, Ali. but this time Abdullah was on top of it, and what a blow. Out of the boundary, out of the ground. Big one.
So I think that's probably just wiped off all of the hard work that was being put in by the Ladhey boys bowlers. But a loose last delivery, and Abdullah has capitalized.
That's exactly what Ali is trying to explain, what he tried to do, but Umar Shah Jahan Dokar is not buying any of it. He says it's completely unnecessary, and yeah, he's just admiring the shot himself.
So there you have it. The GP6 machine have finished off with the 119 for 4 of their allotted 10. So we will see how the Ladhey boys approach this. So do join us after the innings break. So we welcome you all to the second innings where the Ladhey boys will be starting their innings. Ali Pa has been sent in. It will be Nasir bowling, and he gets a 2 off the first delivery. So a good total at the end, and despite that hard work put in by the bowlers and holding the deep GP6 machine back, there was a home run at the end, and it just took the score to 119. A good delivery by Nasir. I think this is probably the area to bowl a little bit away from the batsman. The balls usually stay a bit low, a bit skiddy on this wicket. What do you make of it?
Yes, exactly. As long as there's not a conventional batsman over there who can play his drives, who has the cut shot and who is the late cut in his tally, then I think it's a very tough ask for. That was a close call. So this region, if someone doesn't use his feet all too well, it's very hard to get a boundary out of this part of the ground. Plus the wicket's supportive as well. The ground, it's not very easy to time the ball in this ground. Even if you manage to do so for a drive or so, it's just going to end up in a 2. And in T10, that's not the order of the day.
Yes, that is the way to play here, as Hamza mentions. And I think this length that Nasir is trying to bowl at, I haven't seen the bowlers use this a lot in the previous 2 nights. They just either trying to bang in short as a good shot, good effort by Raja Hasnan putting in the dive, but that was well timed by Junaid, who has looked good in the previous 2 nights. So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the bowlers trying to bowl too full on this wicket. I wonder why. I mean, even though conventionally this ground has been the sort that where you can not freely hit the ball straight down the ground, you have to use the square boundaries a lot. But we've seen a lot of hits being hit down the ground in the previous night. Wasn't the case before that.
That's way down the leg side. 5 easy runs for the batting side. Are they 5? Yes, that's 5 runs. So unnecessary. And yes, the answer to your question, Hamza bhai, I see the people, they don't see and they don't observe the cricket that they're playing. That's the problem. That's not a problem, but that's something that needs to be worked on. When teams come into play, they don't analyze the game as well as they should. They come into play, they bowl, they bat, they field, but they don't analyze how the game's progressing. And I think that's what really helps in distinguishing between the good teams and the better teams. So I think that's what's lacking over here.
That's very true. I mean, even I had a conversation with Faiz Kamar as well, who was here for the last game last night, and that's exactly what he said, that if you're not analyzing the situation or the conditions well enough, I think that creates a lot of problems beating teams like JLB and teams who you clearly need a strategy against, even SOP for that matter, because these are the teams that have got the thinking cricketers in them who can assess the situation, like Hamza said, and analyze the dimensions of the ground or how the wicket is playing, which boundary they should be going after. There was a bit of in swing there and a good effort by the keeper, but just couldn't find the connection there. Another extra run given away. They still haven't run away with it as yet. Just the 15 runs and we're into the second over. But Ahmad clearly struggling a bit with his line and length here. So how do you see bowling to Ali Pa and Junaid here? I mean, you probably would have seen a lot more of them in the past 2 nights. So how do you think Ahmad should come back in this over?
I haven't seen Ali Pa bat in the last game, so I missed him. I missed watching him play. But I've seen Junaid bat, so he's very good. He's got a very straight bat, and he tends to just move his feet and use his feet even when he doesn't have to. So I think that's something that the bowlers in the next overs can work on and try getting a stumping in play. But as far as I see, I don't see a spinner in this side. Considering if Matu is a spinner, so I don't see a spinner. So I think he's very flashy, as you just saw, and that's a boundary towards the square leg region. So he's the ball boys enjoying themselves, doing whatever they want to with the cricket ball, and they've thrown it back. So as I was saying, that he's very flashy. He doesn't hold back his shots, and since he only uses his feet to come down the track. He's not very conventional with his footwork. It's not that his front foot moves on very nicely. He just moves his feet and just gets to the reach of the ball and swings it hard. So it's very difficult for someone for a bowler to analyze what they're going to do. Maybe they can try bowling outside off stump and just taking the ball away from him and forcing him towards hitting towards the offside, and the bowling spraying onto the legs of the batsman, and he's picked it up towards the squarish fine leg region and gotten a boundary out of it.
Yes, it was basically a very good point raised by Hamza there, that if the six machine have got a spinner in their lineup, and yes, they have got Taimur Ihtisham Anwar, who doesn't give a lot of pace behind his delivery, so usually ends up getting a wicket, but doesn't have a lot of strategy behind it though. He just goes by the instinct, as he does with the bat as well. So there will be a change in bowling, and Hisham Asad, the more experienced campaigner in this lineup, will be brought into the attack, and they definitely would do a lot better with the wicket here. It's a good shot by Alipa, but as cleanly fielded by the fielder there, Fazan. A good throw back towards the non-striker's end. Hisham usually keeps it very tight, targets the stumps. A good delivery. Was there an appeal there, Hamza?
There should have been. I don't think there was, but I think it probably has. It's been given a leg by. I think it was closer than it seemed to the bowler, and I was just shadow batting what Junaid was trying to do, and I was bang on. He just tried to heave that one over the mid-wicket fence. Once again, failing to do so, taking one onto his thigh pad. The next ball in Alipa facing, and that one has gone off the toe of the bat, and the keeper chasing it, grabs it, throws it back to the bowler. 1 run only. So as of now, the match
29.
It's 29 of 2.3. It's not that bad for six machine at the moment. They have it in control. 1 or 2 odd wickets over here, and they are back into the game. And that's very well struck. Very well struck. There's something about left-handed batsmen that just makes them look pleasing to the eye. I don't know I don't know why. I don't know what's the reason, but there's something about left-handed batsmen. Even if you see him play his shots towards the pickup shots towards the square leg region, I don't know. There's something about them. And that was not the best of shots that a lefty can play, but nevertheless getting a single.
Yeah, there's Ali Raza there as well in the lineup, who just fielded the ball. Yes, he can bowl some quick off spin, but he can be very erratic with his line and length on a few occasions, but usually very tight. So Hamza, before I let you prepare for your game, any strategy going into your match? I mean, what would be the way to go as far as the toss is concerned, and then what strategy would you go into the game with?
We've chased in both our previous games, so I think that's going to be our plan. And having a total in front of us, it makes it easier for some of our batsmen. That one's high in the air. Hisham coming underneath it, takes a beautiful catch on the boundary, and Junaid's innings comes to an end. A very comfortable catch, made it look easy. Hisham, well done.
That was a brilliant catch by Hisham Asad, a very utility cricketer. good with the bat, decent with the ball, and more than useful in the field. So very crucial wicket there. Junaid Iqbal has been dismissed, who was probably looking the more dangerous of the two in the middle. I think Umar Shah Jahan Dogar will definitely bring himself onto the wicket, which would be the way to go here, since they definitely need things moving forward from here onwards. The six machine. He's looked in good touch, Umar Dogar. Hamza is after the PL, he's been in very good touch.
Yes, and even in the final of the PL, he was the one who hit the winning runs. The captain hitting the winning runs was the perfect end to his PL, and it was a perfect end to his PL, as I was saying. And after that, all the games that I've seen him play, he's been very free in his strokes, in his stroke play, and so let's see what he can do to change the game tonight.
Yes, for sure. I think a good innings in the middle by Umar Shah Jahan Dogar will help the cause as far as Ladhey Ki boys is concerned. Trying to get over the line. Raja Hasnain getting a wicket in his first over. On his first ball rather. So he will continue to Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. Again played towards the covers. Has he found a gap there? Yes, he has. Perfectly placed by Umar Dogar. So Umar Shah Jahan Dogar starting off with the boundary. A much needed one for the Ladhey Ki boys. Let's see how Raja Hasnain can come back from this boundary. But one or two tight overs will definitely make things interesting here. He runs in, and that's a big shot from Umar Shah Jahan Dogar, and he smashed it over the covers. And Imad is pointing out that he hasn't seen this big of a hit over the covers in the recent past. Hamza, can you recall any hit like this one? Still travelling, I think, as we speak.
I wanted to say that yes, I hit a six like this once, but I'm kidding. No, that was a huge hit. That was the moment it left the bat. It seemed like a huge one, and I think it's still going. People have started calling it the moon now.
Another good shot from Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. This time he'll find the fielder, but he's just peppering that cover boundary. So Raja, even though the idea is there, I mean, he's trying to keep it on the offside, but he's just bowling it into that area of strength for Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. He will bowl his final delivery to Ali Pa, and he gets a thick outside edge and will get 4 runs there. So a very good over for Ladhey Ki boys. Pretty much puts them on track for this chase. He's given away 15 runs in his first over. So very expensive by Raja Hasnain. Usually he's been doing very well with the ball as well, even though he's an attacking batsman. Can go after the bowling. So Fizan Amir has been brought into the attack. Let's see what he can bring to the table as far as the bowling of the six machine is concerned. He will be bowling to the in-form Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. 49 for 1 into the 5th over.
Mid-wicket.
Will that be taken? Sham Asad just couldn't get to the ball there. But doing well rather at the end, just stopping the ball. Could have conceded a boundary easily there. Those ones are pretty tough to get to. And a beautiful delivery from Fazan Amir. Was that the Dusra, Hamza?
I think so. That one went the other way. Ali was unable to read it as it came off the hand, and tried playing it towards nudging it towards the mid-wicket fielder for a single or double. But Faizan has completely foxed him this time.
So I think will that wicket help the batting side here, because it brings in Fahim Afridi, who's looked very aggressive, and he's been hitting the ball well down the ground for some huge hits. So he will be the perfect batsman to be complementing Umar Shah Jahan Dogar at this point of time.
Yes, absolutely. T10 is all about aggressive cricket. So I think that even if he doesn't score that much, the intent is going to be enough to lift the rest of the batsmen up, because the score is all right. They're not lagging behind. One good over and they're in the driving seat. As of now, I would say that it's more of a balanced game at the moment. It can spin anywhere, but one good over for either side can completely change the momentum of the game.
Yes, that is very true. But Faizan Ahmed looks like a good bowler, and he might just bowl another good delivery here, because that was a brilliant delivery ball, the last one. And the batsman just backed out of it at the last moment.
The interesting thing about Faizan is that he used to be a fast bowler back in university. He's my junior from LSE, so he used to be a very nippy fast bowler. And is that going to be taken? No. So just a double to come off the full toss that Faizan has bowled. So as I was saying, Faizan used to be a very nippy fast bowler. He was the one, as we've mentioned, that he hit the deck hard, and he used to get some purchase of the wicket. But I don't know if he has shifted to off spin or he's just bowling it today, because that just seems to be a very clever plan by the GP6 machine to just hold the pace off the ball and make the batsman hit big shots on a ball that's not very ideal for the batsman to hit right now.
Yeah, so far, I mean, he's been putting in a decent over. He's only given away 3 runs and a wicket. It's a flighted delivery. It's a 2 wide, so that's basically he's considered a 4 there. He continues to Fahim Afridi. Is that gone? He's taken another wicket. So what an over.
A very eventful over by Faizan, bowling a couple of wides, and I think it was too slow for the batsman this time around. He swung so hard at it that he couldn't probably read the pace at which the ball was coming towards him. He hit the toe of the bat, and it has managed to give even the keeper enough time to comfortably take it. It wasn't a quick reflex catch, I think. It made its way to the batsman, to the keeper's hand. So I don't know what to call it. Is that brainless cricket, Hamza bhai?
I think he was just trying to hit it too hard, I feel. He probably should have realized the fact that he's got Umar Dogar on the other end, and I mean, even if he would come back into the next over, Fahim Afridi, he probably would have found a different bowler. I don't know. I mean, he probably should have just worked it through the covers for a 2. I mean, mostly the cricketers just don't think that way. They just want to go after everything in this format. So they've brought in the trump card, Mr. Taimur Ehtisham Anwar, who's the man calling the shots as far as this league that we play and love so much takes place.
Yes, absolutely. He's quite a character. He's a fun guy to be around. I don't know why. I don't have a very good feeling about this. I think that Taimur is going to dismiss Umar Dogar at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know how it's going to end up. The first one has been a wide, but I just don't have a good feeling about this for Umar Dogar at the moment.
Well, these two get along quite well, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And he's almost gotten rid of Umar Dogar, so the feeling was quite right by Hamza. That's why I rate him so highly as an analyst and even as a fortune teller, I would say. Another good delivery from Timmy. Umar Shah Jahan Dogar is all around the crease there.
I don't know what to say. It was comical. Just a few inches towards the left and he would have been gone. So let's see what... I don't consider Nomi to be a very big, a huge hitter of the cricket ball. He can nudge, he can anchor the innings, but I think that's that's something that is not required right now. Even if it is, there needs to be some aggressive batting from him. Let's see what the face-off, and we're up for the face-off once again. Let's see what Umar Dogar can do this time around. What do you say?
Well, it's a decent delivery, nevertheless. If he can be stopped on the boundary, yes, it is. Even though he's conceded 2, but still a good delivery to Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. He hasn't given anything away, actually. Nothing that Umar can get underneath and, get that connection. He hasn't found that as yet. This time it's a quicker delivery, but Umar Shah Jahan Dogar gets the ball that he was looking for. So decent over up till the last one. He's given away 11. So it's still 67 for 6. So last very crucial 4 overs. And I think, yes, coming back to the topic where you mentioned Noman being someone who can work the ball around, I think it's only fair that he tries to give as much of the strike to Umar Shah Jahan Dogar at this point of time.
Yes, absolutely. That should be the ploy. The bowler is Nasir. The first over that we saw from him, he was banging it into the wicket and he was skidding the ball. So I think Nomi needs to be very careful about that. And has managed to hit one over the mid-wicket fielder, a huge hit for a 6, exactly what the doctor ordered. So a very good start to the over. The ball was in his slot and he's managed to hit that one very comfortably over the mid-wicket fence.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot, just clipped off his toes, I think, and I think that will not only give Nomi a lot of confidence, it will give Umar Dogar on the other end a lot of confidence, because he would definitely know that he is not the only one to take all of the load as far as this chase is concerned. He will come back for the second. That is good running between the wickets. Will there be another one? And another miscollection, but luckily this time around Hisham was there to back it up. So a lot happening down in the middle, Hamza.
That was borderline comical. Fielders missing the ball left, right and centre, but 3 runs off of it. So the ball wasn't that bad to have conceded a triple over there. It was because of the overthrows, but the bowler just pitched in, hit the deck hard, and the batsman couldn't time it. So I think that's what they need to look at. The bowler is going down, spraying down the leg side this one. So let's see how he can recollect and bowl the rest of the deliveries. And unlucky for the bowler, very lucky for Umar Shah Jahan Dogar, an inside edge, gone for 4.
Yes, he was going after it very hard once again. Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. It was a decent delivery in the context of the game. Wanted to bowl it full within the stumps, but an inside edge takes it fine. More of a French cut, as they say. He gets 4 runs there, Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. Nasir has given away 21 runs now, and decent delivery.
I think 18.
So they still need 39 of 17 balls here. So 2 very crucial deliveries from Nasir needed here.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly what they were looking for. The GP6 machine. The bowler managing to get the off stump of Noman, and curtains for him. He looked to be in fine touch. He hit one over the mid-wicket boundary, and that's exactly what he was looking for this time round as well. But unlucky this time around. He couldn't connect it, and he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he looked really good with that 6, but this time round he just probably a shot too many perhaps, but very good delivery by Nasir. Short of a good length. It wasn't quite in the slot. The shot wasn't quite on. I think he would probably should have looked to play it elsewhere maybe.
It was a good delivery. It was the line was right, the length was right, and yes, the shot selection was a little subpar. He could have tried hitting it straight down the ground, because slogging a ball that's wet, and it's probably not the wisest of choices to make for the batsman in such conditions. So having to face the Music Numan, heads back to the dugout. So the next man in is Danny. Faizan coming into ball round the wicket to Umar Shah Jahan Dogar. I don't think if that's a wise choice, because he clears his leg and he just tries to target the mid wicket fence, and if he manages to connect it, it's not going anywhere near.
Well, he starts off with a wide, but I think he will have to realize the fact that Umar Shah Jahan Dogar will go big in this over, and he will try to go after every ball here. He just needs one run to get retired. So it's a full toss and a big shot and 6 runs. So tactically speaking, is that a good thing that has just happened to the bowling side?
I don't think so, to be honest, because there's not much batting left, and they're gonna go all out. Now they have the license to kill, so anything that comes from these two batsmen now is gonna be bonus for the batting side. And Umar Shah Jahan Dogar is in good form. He's hitting them well, and as soon as any one of them is dismissed, I think Umar comes back in, right?
That's there is one more guy.
There's one more guy. So I think yes, Hadi's left. So I think there's still enough for Umar to come and change the complexion of the game. So I don't know if they miss out on a couple of deliveries, then yes, it could be a problem.
Yes, and we'll have to see how Hamza Buttar can clear the ropes or not. Well, Danny is someone who can work the ball around quite nicely. Very good with the sweep shot. But if he can hit the ball big enough, well, that remains to be seen. I think he will definitely need to take the responsibility here, being the senior partner, and not give a lot of deliveries to Hamza Buttar to face. Another wild heave, but couldn't find the connection there. Will he get 3 there? They certainly want 3 runs there. And yes, they will get 3 runs there. So sloppy work in the field.
The bowling side, that's a sign of a panicking side, because there was no need for the keeper to throw towards the bowling end. The batsmen, they were settling for a double, and even if they were going in for a triple, a throw towards the bowler who was at the batting end, it could have been curtains for the fielder, for the batsman. I beg your pardon. So that's what they're looking for, the batting team themselves. And Danny missing one. So not the best of overs that they could have asked for the Ladhey boys.
Yeah, they still need 25 of the last 2 overs, and very crucial over from Raja Hasnan coming up, and he will definitely have to bowl a tight over here. What do you reckon he should bowl the last? Or he should leave the last bowler with in the last over to get?
I was of the opinion that there's 3 overs remaining, so I think the bowling side is in a much more comfortable position. The question that you asked earlier, I think the bowling side is more comfortable right now if there's 10 deliveries left and around 30 runs to be scored. 25 runs to be scored, I beg your pardon. So, and Raja Hasnan takes another wicket. Hadi comes into bat. Hadi's gonna walk into bat, and I think the captain is telling him to just go all out and not waste any deliveries, as would be the right word to put it in. So yes, I think the bowling side is in a slightly more comfortable position, because Umar Shah Jahan Dogar now would have to come back in. If he does, he's going to have to come back in, and he's going to have to slog from the first delivery. So for the best of hitters, even that's not the most easiest of jobs to do. So I think I'd give the edge to the bowling side at the moment.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit of a tricky situation being a fast bowler at this stage, because if I were to be down in the middle, I'd probably try to bowl it away from the batsman so that I could beat as many deliveries as I can. But then obviously, knowing it is the LMS, they would probably run for anything and try to sacrifice the wicket, as they say. for Umar Dogar to come in next. So we'll have to see how Raja goes. He'll have to admit the fact that he will have to bowl a few deliveries at, might have to bowl a few deliveries at Umar Dogar. Maybe 2 deliveries or 3 probably. It's a good return. It has been well kept by the keeper. What is the rule on this, Hamza? I mean, how do you apply the fact that it's a dead ball? How do you do that?
And there seems to be a little bit of confusion. This is one of the slightly controversial and tricky rules of LMS, because I've been playing LMS for a while now, but I'm still unsure of what the rule states and how it is to be dealt with. So let's just respect the umpire's decision and move on with the game. Danny heaving one, tried to hit that one in a totally different direction, manages to get a double at least, and there's going to be a triple. And finally the batsman, the keeper has decided to dismiss the batsman, and Umar Dogar walks back in. So what's in store for this game now?
Well, that's exactly what I was pointing towards. I mean, the bowler needs to realize the fact that he will get to bowl 2 or 3 deliveries at the main man, Umar Shah Jahan Dogar, and I would have, mentally started preparing myself for that. I mean, on the second or third delivery itself, because it was bound to happen, and now we will see that happening. So, I mean, a lot depends on these last 2-3 deliveries to be bowled by Raja Hasnain. I think it will only be ideal for the bowling side if you can actually get to leave around 19 or 20 runs in the last over. A good delivery, very good delivery by Raja Hasnain. From my experience being a fast bowler, I think what I've seen of Umar Dogar is he's relatively uncomfortable at the deliveries coming into him, and that's what I've usually applied against him as well. What have you noticed, Hamza?
Just what you were saying, that one was directed towards his body, and he was kind of cramped up for space over there, running in hard. 3 runs, 3 valuable runs for the batting side, and I think Umar retains the strike for the last over.
So 18 of the last over, and how confident do you feel Umar Dogar would be? I think he's a very confident individual. He has a lot of belief in his abilities, and I think he'll be fancying himself right now. Being your captain, I mean, how do you see the situation, your former captain?
There's no reason not to fancy a win over here, because he's on strike, he's the set man in. The bowler he's not a proper bowler. If there's too much pressure on him, there's a chance of him faltering and just missing out on the plans that he should be bowling at. But then again, cricket's a very funny game. Let's see what he can do. And very well struck, but it was a little too close to get the elevation for the batsman. And 18 of 4.
And I think that hit the stump, didn't it?
Yes, it absolutely did. It ricocheted off the off stump and into the hands of the wicket keeper. And is that a sign? Is this like what they say? Fortune favors the brave. Is that gonna be what it's like? So.
Well, Hisham is more than capable of defending this, because he has done that in the past for Poppers on so many occasions, but it's all about bowling a loose delivery somewhere in there, but he hasn't done that so far. He's kept it very tight. He's almost gotten rid of Umar Dogar there as well on the second delivery, but I think an incident that comes to mind is the Sarfaraz incident in South Africa, where he said, "Dua kara kya hai?" Something like that maybe.
And that's the game. What an over by Hisham. What an absolute beautiful over. Conceded no runs of it. This, in fact, in the first 4 deliveries. Even if I think the last one's a home run, there's still gonna be 6 runs left. So
All he needs to do is not bowl a no ball here.
yes, I think that's not the hardest of things to ask for at this moment after having bowled 4 absolute brutes of deliveries. So what's the last ball gonna be like? What a ball! What a ball! So what a win for GP Six Machine. That's such a tricky name. I just don't want to mess it up on commentary.
On national TV.
So that's just like saying Fakhr
Would
Zaman.
you categorize it as an upset, Hamza?
Not really. In this batting side, there was only Umar Dogar who managed to, score decently. And yes, the conditions were sort of favourable, but no other batsman other than Umar Dogar was, up for the task and seemed to be confident enough to chase this down. So I think it's a good win for GP Six Machine, and some lessons to be learned for Ladhey boys.
Yes, great win by the GP6 Machine, and I hope you enjoyed the game. We won't hold you for long until the next game arrives, so we hope to see you when the next game starts. This is Hamza Kamal Bela along with Hamza Qasim signing off. See you around.